Good evening. My name is Jonathan Hood. I am a former CFL player, so I like to move. So I need to get you guys to move with me. Can everybody please stand up? Oh no, I've been standing all day. I came here to sit and relax. What are you doing? Now, as you're standing, I need you to get a partner. Get a partner that's one person. One person, one of you is A and one of you is B. We're talking about belonging here, right? I need you to have a partner. Feel like you belong. Now, partner A, let me get a hand. Turn to your partner, give him a high five. See, that's what we do in sport to show that you belong, all right? Now, partner B, turn to partner A and say, you look great tonight. Partner A, look them dead in the eye and say, well, thank you. Partner A, turn to partner B and say, there's greatness inside of you. Partner B, in response, I want you to turn to your partner and say, I own you. Partner B, two hands in the sky, give your partner a high five, and grab a seat. You guys feel the energy shift in the room, right? You gave high fives. Why? We have this energy inside of us that when we get it aroused and we combine it with someone else, we make them feel like they belong. We bring them up, levels upon levels. I said, say that I own you. And a couple of people are like, oh, I don't know where this person comes from. But the reason I said that is because there's a difference in the way you treat something that you own and the way you treat something that you borrow, right? I have siblings, right? I have brothers, I have sisters. And when they borrow my clothes, I don't think that they take as much care of them as I do. And sometimes I'm very, very reluctant to let them borrow my things, because they don't own them. And when you own something, it's like it's part of you. It's like it belongs, right? And do we have any farmers in the building? Just raise a hand if you're a farmer. If you plant anything in your backyard, peppers, yeah, okay. You don't have to own a huge farm, right? But you have a green thumb, okay? So every seed, it needs three things to grow. It needs water, it needs sunlight, and it needs soil, right? The soil. If I take a mango seed, I love mangoes. My parents are from the Caribbean. I go almost every year, and I love mangoes. They're sweet, they're juicy, they're amazing. But if I take a mango seed and I plant it here in the soil in London, will it grow into a tree and produce mangoes? No. Why? Because it doesn't belong, right? It doesn't belong in this soil. It doesn't belong in this climate. The seed is still good, but it does not belong. I was an individual. When I was in high school, I was a young man who didn't belong. I was in a school that didn't have many outlets for my energy. I was an energetic guy, maybe even more than I am right now. I had so much energy, but there were no outlets. I was a good seed in the wrong soil, so I did not belong. And it ended up getting me into a lot of trouble, right? So my mom says, you're not staying here. We're moving you to another school. School after school, couldn't get in. Didn't know why. Actually, I do. It was because it still wasn't the right environment. Finally, we found the school. It was over capacity, but she kind of protested. She sat there until I was in class. So I get into class now, and the atmosphere is different. The soil is much different than the last place I was at. There were many, many different ways in which I could use that energy for good. There were football teams, basketball, student council, clubs, organizations. And the most amazing thing about this place was that they had teachers who cared about me and made me feel like I belonged. So now I started to grow. Now I started to flourish. I'm doing well in school. I'm doing well in sports. I ended up being one of the better players in the country. Went out to university at St. FX, got drafted into the CFL, played for 6 years. All in the while, I came back, did a master's degree here at the University of Western Ontario, and now I'm currently doing my PhD with a very accomplished individual as my supervisor, Dr. Jim Weiss. Can you give him a quick round? And none of this would have happened unless I was in that environment, unless I was in that rich soil that made me feel like I belong. It took a little bit of suffering, but my suffering was met with people who loved and supported me and made me feel like I belong. So suffering is part of kind of belonging, leading to belonging. And I believe that giving also leads to belonging. Now, I'll share a personal story with you. One Thanksgiving, it was my turn to make dinner. I was living downtown Toronto. I went to St. Lawrence Market, bought the groceries, was ready to cook. As I'm buying the groceries, I saw a man at the entrance, and he wanted some money. So he had his cup, and I had some change. I put it in, but he looked at me, and it was this look. It was kind of different. You know, when you get that look from someone, I felt this aura, this energy. And I bought my groceries, and I came back, and I went to the car, and I was like, this is weird. This is really getting to me deep in my core. So I went to the machine, and I said, look, it's Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for what I have, and I could spare a couple dollars more. So I went out and got like $40 out. I drove up. I rolled the window down. I waved over it. He looked at me, and I said, come on over, right? He looked at me, and I took the money, and I held it out, and he held his hand out, and he grabbed my wrist, and he looked me in my eye, and his eyes started to water because of the gratitude that he had for me giving him $40. That's all it took. That's all it took for this man to feel like he belonged. And I'm here in my car. I'm trying to look away, trying to shake it off. I couldn't get his gaze off of mine. I couldn't. I just sat there starting to tear up. But that's when I realized the power of belonging. The power of belonging. For that 1 second, he felt like I felt like I belonged. We belong. So my challenge to you today, my challenge to you for the rest of your life, is to use your head and your heart. Use your head and a bit of endurance. Sometimes there's some challenges we're going to have to go through, but if we go through them with each other, we'll foster a sense of belonging. Sometimes we're going to have to give, but if we do it with a willing heart, we can foster belonging. And if we can build leaders that engage community, we can create societies that foster belonging. Thank you.